Have you ever convinced yourself that the perfect notebook was going to change your life? Because I certainly did. Hi, I'm Connie. I'm 55, and welcome to my channel GenX Life in Progress, where I share my journey through midlife, including personal growth and everyday challenges, and some nostalgia. For years, I had what I can only describe as a notebook addiction. I still do, who am I kidding? Notebooks, journals, day planners. If it had nice paper and a nice cover, I probably bought it. Now, I wasn't buying notebooks because I needed notebooks. I was buying possibility, and they were pretty. Every new notebook felt like a fresh start. This one was going to be different. This one was the notebook where I would finally get organized. This was the notebook where I'd keep track of my goals. This was the notebook where I'd create better habits, get my life together, and become the person that I wanted to become. I'd bring it home, open it carefully, and write on the first page. Sometimes I'd even make it to page 2, maybe page 3 if I was really committed. I'd write down goals, plans, dreams, things I was going to accomplish, and then life would happen. I'd miss a few days, then a few weeks. Then the notebook would sit there, and somehow, in my mind, it was ruined. I don't know why. It wasn't actually ruined. It had 2 pages written in it. But somehow, it no longer had that fresh start feeling. So I'd stop using it. It was tarnished. Then I'd walk into a store and see another notebook, a prettier notebook, a pink notebook, a notebook with better paper, a notebook with a nicer cover. And suddenly I'd think, no, this is the notebook that's going to change everything. So I'd buy it, and the whole cycle would start over again. Now here's where it gets really ridiculous. Sometimes I'd actually tear out the pages I'd written on. I figured if I removed my failed attempts, the notebook could be new again. If it was a spiral notebook, I could sometimes get away with it. But if it was a bound notebook, you could always tell. There would be that one ripped out page near the front, like evidence at a crime scene. Eventually, I'd end up giving away notebooks that were almost brand new, except for 1 or 2 missing pages. Somebody somewhere probably wondered what happened in those missing pages. The answer is usually a list of goals that I'd abandoned after 3 days. But notebooks weren't my only weakness. Day planners were another story entirely. At one point, I remember having 5 planners on my desk at work. 5! Why did I need 5 planners? I have no idea. I'd write in one for a while. Then I'd decide another planner had a better layout, so I'd switch. Then I'd discover a third planner that looked even better. Then I'd switch again. Sometimes I'd have information spread across multiple planners at the same time, which completely defeated the purpose of having a planner in the first place. Then, as the end of the year approached, the excitement would start all over again. Most people were thinking about Christmas. I was thinking about next year's planners. Which one should I buy? Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5, just to be safe. Looking back, I don't think I was actually addicted to notebooks. I think I was addicted to fresh starts. A blank notebook is full of hope. It doesn't contain your mistakes yet. It doesn't contain unfinished projects. It doesn't contain abandoned goals. It just contains possibilities. And maybe that's what I was really buying, hope. The belief that tomorrow could be different. The belief that this time I'd stick with it. The belief that this year I'd finally become organized. The funny thing is, no notebook ever changed my life. No planner magically fixed my habits. No journal transformed me into a perfectly organized person. The notebooks weren't the answer. The work was always the answer. And unfortunately, they don't sell that in the stationery aisle. These days, I mostly stopped buying notebooks. Well, mostly. Let's not get carried away. I still buy a few. And every once in a while, I'll walk into a bookstore and see a beautiful notebook sitting on a shelf. Nice cover, nice paper, perfect size. And I'll pick it up and think, now this is the notebook. After all these years, there's still a tiny part of me that believes it. And if you're sitting there surrounded by half-used notebooks and abandoned planners, just know you're not alone. Maybe we weren't buying notebooks. Maybe we were buying hope. And honestly, that's not the worst thing in the world. Thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with me. If you'd like to follow along as I navigate life at 55 plus, please subscribe and like this video and say hello in the comments. Until the next time, take care and keep moving forward.